I must rest you in terms of thinking, because I've not had anybody eating computers. From what I hear, people are still eating food. However, what is the name of this? The one of the American boy, American man. Elon Musk. Not Musk, there's another one. The one who started the Bill Gates. I saw him eating in London. He was eating food. So, whatever you are doing, don't forget the basic requirements of life. It would be misleading for me to come here and say, oh yeah, internet.
I weep for our Uganda that the president and a candidate aspiring to still be the president of a country like Uganda, of a generation, the 21st century we are in, thinks that technology is not among the basic needs.
I'm not your enemy. I tell you what is correct, because I know the importance of internet. I am a general. I fight. We know what technology does, but technology must be put in a proper context. The basic needs of man are still the same. Food, you must have food. You must have clothes, clothing. You can't go naked with your computer, you have what? Shelter, where to live. Where to live. That's why you are talking of workspace. That's shelter. Not renting. That's shelter.
But Mr. President...
Linda, just wait. Medicine. Health. So those are the... now, mobility also became important in transport, how to move around. So those are the basics which you should all be very clear about.
Making this video, replying our President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. He came out, that video was on Friday. We yaviiriddeyo n'atugamba nti the basic needs of someone is food, shelter, medicine, mobility, and technology is not among them. And I weep for our Uganda that the president and a candidate aspiring to still be the president of a country like Uganda, of a generation, the 21st century we are in, thinks that technology is not among the basic needs that a person needs. With the technology, someone can have shelter, someone can have food, someone can have mobility that he talks about, someone can get medicine, can be able to afford medicine, someone can have any luxury that he or she needs with technology. So, Mr. President, I'm here to show you why you are dangerously wrong and what the dangerous. You're dangerously wrong about technology or food. Because you say that technology versus food. This is something very wrong, and I can't even imagine the Uganda that we are going to have another 5 years, if at all President Museveni is still the president of Uganda. This is Kampala, and when you look at this, this is traffic, and you can see these are border riders. How were they invented? It was because of technology. And this is the mobility that President Museveni is talking about. That one is mobility that President Museveni is talking about. But when you're to look at our roads, you can shed tears. They're in wrong. Like, I can't even explain the way and the shape our roads are in, because they are poor. The ones which are constructed are so tiny, no pavements and no walkthroughs. The layers that are put on the tarmacs when they are making a tarmac road, my dear. Got President Museveni, let me fold the script. You came out and said that even Bill Gates, when he went to London, he ate food. He didn't eat technology. And that was your point. And your point is we should stop chasing phones and internet and first focus only on food, clothing, shelter. Mr. President, with all due respect, you are wrong. And today, I'm going to prove this to you in a very short time. You see, with the help of technology, the season we are in and the season that you brought this up is the right season and a good season. We are facing drought and the temperatures are very high. People's crops are drying up. Why? Because of too much sunshine. Mr. President, with the help of technology, which you're debunking, we can have something like this. That is an irrigation system where drones are able to irrigate farmers' crops. And that is the help of technology that you're debunking. And what comes out of that? It's the food you're talking about. It's the shelter you're talking about. It's the clothing, the medicine, the mobility, transport that someone can afford to buy food that you're talking about, Mr. President. That technology. You see, when we have technology and when we embrace technology as Uganda, farmers can be able to have mobile apps that they can use to share information like price fluctuation, the market, the right routes, the crops that are on market, the medicine, and even the diseases that are affecting farmers. Even the problem, they can share problems via WhatsApp groups that every farmer is facing in Uganda using the technology. Mr. President, you're banking. But can we afford this? When the phones are too expensive, when data is too expensive, internet is inaccessible, even in some areas. We've seen this. And during the campaign trail of our president, Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, we've seen how people are suffering in villages. Thanks to the police, which does a great role of chasing him out of the highways, we get chance to see the poor roads away from the highways. But that's not the point, Mr. President. With the help of technology, farmers can know the weather forecast. And what does this help the farmers? They can know when to plant, when to clear their farms, when to weed, and when to irrigate. With the help of applications and even tractors, we can use those technology devices like the mobile tractors, which can even plant. And this can even help a farmer to plant a large area at a very short time, and even to reduce on the manpower, the wastage of manpower. Because of what? Because of technology. Karamoja people can end malnutrition if we embrace technology, if we embrace irrigation in such areas, Mr. President. This is not 1986, whereby we had favorable rainfall and planting was easier. We are in 2025, whereby you can't even forecast the weather, what will happen tomorrow, what will happen a month to come. The climates have changed, Mr. President. And the farming you're telling us to go to, it's the wrong decision that a country like Uganda, with almost 70% in their youths, Mr. President, I don't know. I even can't imagine why people even laughed when you uttered something like that. That you've never seen people eating computers. With all due respect, Mr. President, I'm not going to use a wrong word. Let me just preserve it, Mr. President. But the substance you call a luxury is the reason why even many people in Uganda can eat 3 meals a day and not one. The basic needs you talk about are delivered by technology. Now we have mobile money wallet, we have web apps, we have safe border, we have Jumia food, we have applications, the hospital management systems, whereby someone can even book a hospital bed with the help of technology that you're banking, Mr. President. Bank of Uganda 2025 came out and produced a report and said that 78% of Ugandan adults use mobile money. Mr. President, let me take you back to the 2021, actually 2020, 2021, the COVID period. What did the mobile money do? Mobile money kept families alive when banks were closed, when banks were locked, when no one would move. And that is technology, Mr. President, that you're banking. During that time, I was in Kampala and my colleagues and I were working for Jumia. Jumia delivered almost every home in Kampala during COVID. People would just order products via the use of their phones, their computers, and they got chance. And Mr. President, this would be the chance that you embrace technology. You would reduce the prices of these gadgets. You would reduce the prices of data. Internet would be affordable. Today you can book a hospital bed, order any medicine. You can pay school fees. We are seeing now parents, they can't leave their jobs because they are going to banks to pay school fees for their kids, because they are going to school to pay school fees for their kids. No. What do? They sit in their offices, get their phones, and what do? Student code, and they send what? They send the school fees to the school. The school receives a message and confirms the payment. Writes a receipt to the kid. Period. And the kid will be able to continue with the studies. That is the help of the toy phones that you're selling, Mr. President. Jobs for the youths that you claim you care about, Mr. President. The so-called Divazukul, which I also debunk. Yeah, you're a grandee and you need to be home resting. You need to be guiding and not leading, Mr. President. Here, we just need your guidance and not your leadership. As the youths, right now, when a president of the 21st century of a country like Uganda can come out and say that technology is not among the basic needs, Mr. President, indeed you need to rest. How many youths are employed today using technology? Let's go to you, boss. Agriculture employs fewer and fewer young people every year. Only 12% of youths aged between 18 and 30 want farming jobs. And that is UBOS 2024 report. Meanwhile, the digital economy created 300,000 jobs between 2020 and 2025. That is the MTIC report, Mr. President. But except the hardships that we go through as youths who are trying to use technology to employ ourselves or to get employed, we've managed to get over 300,000 jobs. Just imagine if the gadgets prices of these technology equipments were affordable, and the government can do so. We pay a lot of tax, only that it is wasted in corruption, in useless things like buying police vehicles just to chase Chagulanyi and Kizza Besigye and opposition. If that money would be used in encouraging technology, in building technology, in teaching technology, Mr. President, we wouldn't be begging for jobs right now in the 21st century. We have graphics designers in many districts, Kampala, TikTok creators, the YouTubers. How many jobs have TikTok created today? During COVID-19, that's when we saw the likes of Mick Sims Funny, the likes of this landlord, the likes of CB4, the likes of all of those ones, and many more. They had a chance to put food on their plates that you're calling the best meal because of the use of technology, Mr. President. They chased the internet, which you're telling us not to chase. They chased the phones, which you're telling us not to chase. And because of the internet, many youths are not employed, are not unemployed, sorry. They are employed, they have what they do. They do graphics design, they do software development, and a lot of more things around Uganda, Mr. President. Actually, Bill Gates proves the opposite of Museveni's point. Even Bill Gates eats normal food. Bill Gates became a billionaire by building technology first, Microsoft, and he became a billionaire. He became actually the richest in the world because of technology. And he used that money and is still using that money to fight hunger and diseases in most of African countries that even the governments of African countries, Uganda inclusive, have failed to do. The aid you get from abroad, the Gates Foundation have done research in bringing the GMOs genetically engineered crops, which are not good, I can say, but they have helped in bringing in food. The donations they do, they have saved millions of African children from malaria and malnutrition using data, vaccines, and yes, technology. This is not 1986. Telling a youth to ignore technology is sentencing them to poverty, Mr. President. Even a bricklayer now in the village needs a phone. Even a farmer needs internet, needs technology to advertise the crops, to advertise the bricks that they do make. With the help of technology, with the help of internet, we can boost our marketing, we can boost our products, and we can build our Uganda. In the 1986, maybe the priority was food first. In the 2025, the countries that are feeding themselves best, the likes of Vietnam, come to our neighbors, Rwanda and Kenya. Look at Middle East countries, cities like Dubai, Saudi Arabia as a country. They've combined agriculture with technology. And they haven't picked it. They embraced technology and they are using it. Right now we have AI, which can do almost anything, Mr. President. You said you're a general, you know the use of technology. But don't just end it in the army. We need technology as the wananchi, like you said, more than you think. Telling a 25-year-old in Kampala to throw away her smartphone and go dig down there in Kisoro is not wisdom, Mr. President. And it's not love that you say that you love us, Mr. President, but it's cruelty dressed in common sense. We love portion beans, but we refuse to choose between eating and building the future. We are going to fight for what we think is right. We need a country whereby someone can afford medicine if at all they are not in the hospital, because that's what is remaining of us. No medicine in the hospital, the roads are very poor, the transport means you can't even talk about that. Come to food, everything is expensive in the country that we are living in. Come to social life, kids are dying of hunger. And now even the remaining technology that is coming to save as many youths as possible, because there is no jobs. The little which are there are given to you know who. It's not by merit. If you don't have money to bribe, you can't get a job. If you don't know anyone in the government in a higher position, you can't get a job. And is that the Uganda you're building, Mr. President? But besides that, we can have both. We can have agriculture together with technology, and we can build our country. Guys, this is Rex T, just Rex Live, and I urge you to subscribe to my channel, to like my videos, and also to share such that it can reach as many people as possible. But let's use technology as diets, and let's vote wisely come 2026, January 15th. I'm voting Bobby Wine because he has the best manifesto. If we can have a new Uganda, if we can start afresh, because whatever President Museveni said that he's going to fight for, it's what is happening. No freedom of speech, the jobs, nepotism is everywhere. Corruption is the order of the day. Vote rigging, you can't even speak. So poverty, uneducated, like education system is poor, lack of medication, the road network. What can I say? So guys, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and also share them such that they can reach as a lot of people as possible. Subscribe and thank you.